Good evening, folks. Welcome to Garblag Games. It's me, Millie the GM, and I'm in charge. Oh no! No, welcome to our first session of Alien RPG Frontier War. And it's the first session we're going to be using the Colonial Marines Operational Manual, which is absolutely awesome, but also so big, so much stuff. It's bonkers how much they've crammed into that book. So this evening I'm joined by some friends. We've got Pete.
I get to play.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's great. And probably die horribly. Well, definitely die horribly, but that's going to be fun.
That's the point, isn't it? That's the
point.
We've got Dan. How you doing, Dan?
Hello, I am doing well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's cool. You're playing in Wolfrup with Jim.
I am, yes. Lovely bit of dark and grim and gritty there by our Jim.
Awesome. That's very fun.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Weenie Sod lives.
Yes.
And everybody's favourite biologist, it's Simon. How you doing, Simon?
I'm good. I'm expecting Pete to revenge himself upon me at every opportunity for all the times I make his life difficult.
I don't know what you mean.
It's a lot.
So, what we're going to do tonight? Oh, quiet, cool. I will fiddle with some knobs. What we're going to do tonight is make some Marines, and then. Oh, let me turn that down. Oh, I didn't realise I've still got a bed music from a different stream going. That's exciting. We'll leave it going. So what we're going to do tonight is make our Marines. Dan, the other Dan, has already made a Marine for us. He is corporal of our squad. Our fire team is split up. Our squad is split up into two fire teams. Dan's character is in charge of that. He's a corporal. He's a decorated soldier, a great hero of the Corps. And so we're going to find out who he's leading into battle this evening, I think. Everybody's like, me.
Simon.
Yeah. Simon.
My character's called Alex Gordon. I've chosen a name.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Has anybody else chosen a name?
I have chosen a name. My character's name is Lance Lynn, but his friends call him Ranger.
Lance Lynn, Ranger. Okay, cool. Pete, have you chosen a name, or are you going to do it?
I've got a couple, but I want to see how my character kind of pans out before I kind of settle on a name, because it might, I've got two ones that I like, but they kind of have different flavours.
All right. So, let me see if I can just. Oh, it's going to be.
It's like naming a baby. You don't tell the names until you see the face. You've got to.
Oh, the PDF is being awkward. All right. So there are. What are we on the Colonial Marines? Page 52 of the Colonial Marine book, if you've got access to the PDF, if you pre-ordered it from Free League. It's got 12 easy steps to making a Marine. I'm always a little apprehensive of these 12 easy steps. Not always quite as easy as you think. But it starts with a good one. Decide in your group who is going to be the commander, the unit commander. So we've decided that Dan can do that. In terms of the campaign, they talk about like this is not necessarily like officially Dan is in charge of the RPG group, and we can have kind of conversations about what we should do and what we shouldn't do and how we should proceed forwards, and then role play that as the corporal giving the orders. Kind of thing.
Okay.
And the same sort of thing is like if for some reason you had a sergeant with you or an officer with you who would be in charge of everything, again, that's not necessarily me railroading everybody along. They could be a little bit like Gorman, in which case they might be a little bit like, I don't know what we should be doing here. Or if they're a really experienced Marine, again, we can talk about what do we as players want our characters to do? How do we then frame this as the lieutenant is ordering us to breach the house, even though it might be a stupid idea in the terms of whatever we're doing, that kind of thing. Or it might be a brilliant tactical genius move, who knows. So we've decided who our commander is, and then the next thing we need to do is choose our military occupational specialty. So there's a few different things here in the book.
Our MOS.
Our MOS, yeah. Let's come down
So
here.
just want to say we've also got a hype train going on in the chat.
We've
So
got a hype train. Oh, I was...
yeah,
Wow.
people are subbing, bits are dropping. Thank you everybody
Thank
for
you so much,
resubbing.
folks. Level 2. Good grief.
Bring it on.
Yeah, that's exciting.
We need to up our game.
Oh, it's going again.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
28%
Sorry,
in.
Millie.
It's all right. It's all right. So we need to pick some military occupational specialties. I believe I could be wrong, and if anybody's can go back up the chat where Dan was talking about it. Dan's other corporal's specialty is just straight up rifleman. Like
Yeah, rifleman.
Every Marine is a rifleman.
every Marine is a rifleman. But we've got some other options as well. I have to remember to slow down my scrolling when I'm doing things on stream. So we have a breacher, like a door kicker, an AFV Marine who is the crew of like your all-terrain units, your dropships, that kind of stuff. What the campaign says is perhaps don't pick pilots or drivers, because what happens then is half your squad goes off and does the dangerous shit,
You get left in the
and
car
you
park.
get left in the
to
car
get
park
murdered
or in low orbit.
and eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this isn't a campaign that's going to have lots of aerial combat or lots of vehicle chases. So they suggest you don't take it. If
Okay.
you want to take it, you can. We'll work something out.
No, that's cool. I think we're good with that. I mean, Alien's one of those settings and games where actually, having a pilot alone in a ship outside can actually present an opportunity for a mother to like mess with them.
Yeah.
But I get if it's not the flow of the campaign, then I mean I don't think anyone else. I'm not going to pick a pilot.
All right.
It probably would have only been other Dan who would have picked a pilot,
Yeah.
so he could be called Mac. But he's decided against that. So
Well, in the battalion you're in, there is a Mac in the. Oh, look, we just did a level 2. Good grief! Thank you very much for the gifted subs, folks. Hype chain is. Oh, this is amazing.
Wow.
I know. There is a Mac in the battalion, so don't worry about that.
Recovered.
So we've got the pilot. We're not going to do that. Automatic rifleman, which is your Vasquez smart gunner. Didn't you call dibs on that, Simon?
Oh, yes.
Oh dear.
I've got the big gun.
Oh dear.
Lock and load.
Just point it at the alien sub. We'll be fine.
No, you just point it vaguely in the direction of the noise and just let rip until
that's
everything is gone.
Yeah.
The walls, the furniture, everything.
Yeah.
It has such a nice noise to it, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
wicked.
Yeah.
So we've got so Simon's going to be our smart gunner. The next military specialty is a Comtech Marine. So this is Hudson. Hudson was a Comtech Marine. You know, when you run a bypass on that, you were going to be a Comtech Marine, Pete. Is that your dibs?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. I was thinking of Comtech Marine.
How long till retirement? How many days till you're out?
It's my last tour, man.
Last tour. We've got a Cbrn Specialist, which is your combat. No, not your combat. Your chemical and biological. Your Marine that deals with nasty shit.
That was the other tempting one for me, to be honest. But I didn't know if that was going to be like a pilot. Like, is that going to turn up much? A Comtech Marine will be needed for like
everything.
hacking doors and loads of other stuff. But I was quite interested when I saw that. I thought, oh, I could get stuck into like nasty things.
Yeah, I like it. Dedicated marksman. Those are the crazy folks. One of the things your dedicated marksman gets as part of their starting inventory is a ghillie suit, just in case anybody was wondering. You get one. And then there is a dropship crew chief.
Go drop sheep.
Dropship, yeah, it's like worms. Like worms. That's the three world empire thing. Hospital Corpsman, which is just a really reassuring name for a
Yeah.
medic, a corpsman. And then we've got Forward Observer. First one in the field, you scout ahead to silently take out enemies and secure a vantage point to set up shots for artillery or dedicated marksmen. And then the Rifleman, which we've already had. So you were thinking about Forward Observer, Dan, yeah?
I was, yes.
All right, cool. So each of these have like a key attribute, which is the one you're going to be able to put more points in. For a Forward Observer, it's wits. For our where are we? For our Comtech, again, it's wits. And for our automatic rifleman, our smart gunner, it is strength. So when we come back up to page 52 and we carry down our list, we have 14 points to distribute between our attributes. And you know on the character sheet there's like the diamond in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
That's 14 points between there. I just need to come and double check in my flip over to the core book, because I'm just gonna double check some stuff there.
Are either of you two gonna have any kind of first aid skills? just as a thought, because if you weren't, I could go with a bit of empathy, and then do
A first aid.
yeah, so like fix things and affix people a little bit, maybe.
Cool.
We've got a minute left at 95% of level
On
3
level
on a
3.
hype train. That's
It's crazy. I've never seen that on
amazing.
this channel before. It's crazy. Oh, down a Mitchie, you
Oh,
Michi.
you
That's
Amazing.
star. Look at that.
Wow.
That is
that is
brilliant. Thank you
fantastic.
very much.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
Oh wow!
With lots of
Hype
Ys and a-
train, woo.
And a snake
I
thing.
don't know what.
This is where I feel old. I'm like, I don't know
Three
these things.
complete.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, Onamichi MVP, definitely cool.
So your character has 4 attributes that indicate your basic physical and mental capacities. They each rated on a scale from 1 to 5. Now, none of us have chosen to be an artificial womb soldier, which means that's it. You must have at least 1 in all of those 4 attributes. And your let me double check on here. So you may assign no less than 2 and no more than 4 to each attribute. However, you may assign 5 points to the attribute listed as a key attribute. And because you're a Marine, I think you get extra.
Oh,
I think you get,
All right, okay.
wow.
yeah. So as a Marine, you get 14 points. Each one must be 2. They can go up to 4, and your key attribute can be 5. Because you've done more physical training than a civilian, if that makes sense. If we were just doing core book character building, the max would be 3, but because you're Marines, you can have 4. Does that make sense to everyone?
Does this
Yeah.
mean there'll be more aliens?
Maybe. Maybe.
So key attribute 5, everything else can go up to 4, but
Yeah.
but for everyone else, it could only have gone up to 3.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So basically, you can have a 5 and 3 3s,
Yeah.
and you'll be
You
sort
can
of
have a 2 in there if you wanted, and
yeah,
have another
and a
So
4.
um,
yeah.
so wits is
wits, like in terms of what it covers.
so as in
Awareness
if
and-
if you wanted to be calm under fire kind of thing, if you wanted to not freak out when everything's going to pot, what would you put it in?
Probably more of a talent, isn't it?
Yeah, there's probably a talent for it, actually. There's stuff like ignore the first panic roll, the first panic face hugger you
Right,
get
okay.
when you roll this, or you can push agility twice kind of thing, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, there's no stat that relates to your ability with stress.
Yeah.
So it's just if you roll on the dice. And you've got stress
and
level.
Shooting stuff is based on what?
Agility.
Agility,
Okay.
because that'll come under ranged combat.
What about
That's
being
cool.
kind of stealthy?
Agility again, it's a mobility roll.
Yeah. I'm going 4 wits, 4 strength, 3 agility, and 3 empathy, because I want to be good with both Comtech and heavy machinery.
How do we know which one our key one is?
It's based on your moss.
Yeah, it's based on your
I think
moss,
it's wits for
which
you.
was, as a forward observer, is wits.
Cool.
Wits.
Because observation is one of your skills.
Yeah, if you're in a group, you're as good as the least stealthy Marine. That's how that rolls.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've gone strength 5, agility 4, wits 3, empathy 3. I was going to go empathy 2, but then I thought
That doesn't add up to 14, though, does it?
9,
Adds up to 15.
12, 13, 15. Okay, well that's cool, because that means I can have empathy 2.
Yay! Machine smart gunners with no
The
personal
dumpster.
skills.
It's the charisma.
I'm merely playing my character.
That's cool.
How many shots did you fire? I have no idea.
Oh, the count has changed. Yeah.
yeah.
This backpack's lighter.
Yeah.
No, it's only like
So
a
I've
little block,
done
isn't it?
I've done something a little similar. If I'm doing this right, agility 4, wits 5, strength 3, empathy 2.
Nice. Pete,
Maths, of course, always
your
be my-
Marine is going to be the caring kind, by comparison.
Empathy 3.
Not that much, okay.
Not that much.
Well, you know, Dan's character will probably have a good empathy, won't he? 'Cause
Yeah,
he's-
Yeah, because he's the
He's the
corporal,
team
right? He's the
lead.
leader, yeah.
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 No, he's not, is he? We're all going to hate each
He's
other.
a decorated Marine. Don't.
He's a douchebag.
It's the
Don't.
kind of NCO that you just hate.
So what's wits do for you? Wits is, because see, I can't imagine I'm going to be a particularly humorous guy.
It's your awareness and your intelligence, and it's like computers, awareness, observation, and
Oh,
survival.
Okay.
It's not how funny you are. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah, sorry. Oof! Look, there's the bit there, the hype train handing out some. Oh, it's doggies and kittens. It's animal emojis. I'm jealous.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. Right. Okay. So
Thank you,
we've
everybody.
we've got our attributes in.
yeah.
And now we've got 10 skill points to put in. So we've done the first diamond. These are the ones on the outside. So you have 10 points. Because of your basic training, you must have at least 1 point in close combat, stamina, and ranged combat. And the 2 skills listed in your military occupational specialty. So,
Oh, right, okay.
So they all must have
Blimey.
at least 1.
Okay, makes sense.
So if we want to go, and our smart gunner must have at least 1 in ranged combat and stamina, as well as the. So our smart gunner doesn't need any extra. There's only 3 things that our smart gunner needs to have at least 1 in.
Yeah.
Comtech Marine, you need to have an extra 1 in Comtech and observation.
Yep.
And forward observer, you need to have at least 1 in observation and mobility.
Cool.
So those ones we've just listed,
What's the max we can put in there? Sorry.
yeah. So those ones we've just listed can go up to 4.
Cool.
Everything else you can have a 0 in if you want.
I will.
Yeah, you can have 0.
There's not a lot of points left over when because that's 5 points used up on the things I need to have. Granted, they're all pretty useful. You know, I need to up my range combat to at least 2, so I've got 5 dice there. I need my contact to be 3, so I'm rolling 7 there, because then that's should be a guaranteed success. What's that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 1 point left. It's easy peasy.
It
Mobility.
was 10, right? 10 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 total.
So there's 12 boxes, right? Not
Yes,
including encumbrance, because that's different here.
you
Yep.
will not have enough points to have a 1 in everything.
But encumbrance is a different thing.
It's a
Yeah,
different thing.
Don't worry
yeah.
about
Because
encumbrance.
it just looked like it's got the same thing as the other.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like it's in the same sphere, sort of zone, doesn't it?
Right, well, range combat 3.
World Builder
Just
will
start with
pay
that.
10,000 groats for us to have a dog in this squad. I think that's just getting a poor puppy in some dangerous situations.
No, we should have
I
like you
think
get
that's
those K9
World Builder's got 130k groats and doesn't know what to do with them.
Fair.
That could be like the squad mascot.
Yeah, but we're going to leave it on the ship.
Leave it on our. On
You
our
little son of a bitch.
You're staying right here. Arf, arf, arf. Would mean I wouldn't be allowed to put your ship in danger in case the doggo.
Or I play the dog as the character.
What? When we kill off your marine, you get to play the puppy.
Not a puppy.
It's a puppy. It's definitely a
It's
puppy
a
now.
trained combat veteran German Shepherd.
Arf, arf, arf. Right. No puppies. No puppies. Right. So have we got
I think I've done mine.
10 points in our skills?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
World Builders put 20,000 groats for Pete to be the dog.
Little puppy.
Sorry. I'm done.
All right. What did
Yeah.
you pick? What do you got?
I've got. I'll start with my strength. I've got 1 in heavy machinery, close combat, and stamina because I need to have close combat and stamina.
Yeah.
I've got observation 1, Comtech 3 in wits. I haven't got any of the empathy skills.
Nice.
In the end, I didn't go for any of those, but I've
No.
got 3 in empathy, so I'm probably ahead of the other guys anyway.
Yeah.
And in agility, I've got 2 in range combat and 1 in mobility.
Nice. Okay.
And I didn't take piloting because
You've got
There's-
someone to do that
you
for
know.
you.
yeah,
How about you, Dan? What do you go for?
In strength, I've got 1 in close combat and 1 in stamina.
Yep.
In wits, I've got 3 in observation and nothing else. In empathy, I've got nothing else. Agility, I've taken 2 in range combat and 3 in mobility.
Nice. Okay. Cool. And how's Gordon going?
Okay, so strength, I've gone with 2 in close combat, 2 stamina, 1 heavy machinery.
Okay.
And in wits, I've just gone 1 in survival. And then in agility, I've gone 3 ranged combat, 1 mobility.
Okay.
We
Cool.
won't talk about empathy because there's no point.
We don't breed Marines. We don't train Marines to talk it out.
Nope.
We don't do that. All right. So the last thing we kind of get to do here is choose a talent. There are some new talents, but you can only choose your talent from your MOS, unless you are the CO of the squad, in which case you can also choose from the officer career in the core book.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you want some of those command talents, which are things that will help you lead your squad. I don't think our corporal has, but in the future, because this is a campaign and we'll talk about XP in a bit, you might be able to take them later. So, talents for our smart gunner, you could choose from banter, machine gunner, overkill, past the limit, or weapons specialist.
I think I've got to
Smart
go.
gunner.
I think I've got to go weapon specialist, really, haven't I?
Yeah,
I don't
overkill
really-
is the one where if you roll over a certain number on the panic, when
10.
everything's
it's 10, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I think it's a little bit higher than that, but yeah, if you over,
Oh, is it? Okay.
yeah, because I wanted to do it as Paige, the machine gunner in the one shot we did with
Oh,
Matt,
yeah.
and I didn't
Yeah.
roll high enough, and in the end we just
It's
cheated
true.
because I wanted to do it. But overkill is if you panic over a certain amount, instead you just like, fuck it, let's kill everything,
All right.
and you can't.
And you channel it,
Yeah.
but
and
you've got to keep going.
You've got to keep going and keep shooting as you'll go until everything is dead, unless it's your friend.
Well, if I survive long enough to get experience, I think I'm going to go with weapon specialist because that's my gun. Isn't it?
Yeah. So you're going to start with weapon specialist,
I'm going to start with weapon specialist, yeah.
which is a good one because it's going to add an
I'm a
extra
smart gunner.
2 dice to your smart gun pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our Comtech talents. No, it's not going to let me show them on the screen. You've got bypass, banter, overkill, past the limit, or remote.
I'm so tempted by remote. It sounds so cool
Let's
to
see
have
if
like
remote does sound wicked, doesn't it?
with like remote sentry guns.
Yeah, you are
and the
qualified to set up,
drones.
control, repair remote sentry guns and other remotely controlled battlefield devices and pilot remote vehicles and pups. So you remember in Prometheus where they throw those things up and it maps out the place?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what
They're
they're pups. Yeah. You receive +2 to contact rolls to carry out these tasks. Correct equipment is needed in all cases. You can't just roll for pups and not.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Look, I've got this in my.
Yeah, no, you have to have the equipment already. Pull up, click, blah blah. So that's one of the new ones.
Yeah. Which makes me think that there may be something about that in the story that it might be quite cool to get into.
One of the other new ones you've got is bypass.
Yeah, I
Hudson
saw
River
that.
bypass. Yeah?
Yep.
You get to say that quote lots.
And that's a fairly safe. That's a fairly safe one, but remote just sounds a little bit more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna.
Do it. Do remote.
Can I do that? Can I do those anyway with Comtech? Or does that talent allow me to use them?
You're qualified to do them, so
Right.
it
To get a bonus.
So to me, as the mother of this, if you're qualified to do them, you've done those Marine Corps things. You know the proper way. You're going to take care of your stuff when you do it, and you're not going to like break it, push it past what it should do, or misinterpret the stuff. So to me, that says if you do it and you're qualified, there's no modifiers that are negative. If you're not qualified, then you might be able to do it. But if alternatively, I'm gonna blow it up. It's gonna disappear. Something bad.
Oh no, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
No, right. I'm gonna go remote.
Okay, cool. And then let's scroll up to our forward observer. So your talents that you can choose from are banter, watchful, stealthy. You could also take remote as well if we want to all pilot stuff remotely, and hug the dirt. Which ones? Hug the dirt is one of the new ones. With this talent, you're able to maximize cover from incoming ranged attacks when you're down on the ground, forcing an attacker using a ranged weapon at medium range or more to take a -2. So you basically, it's like giving you extra cover. Going prone does not require an action, but you can only do it on your turn. Getting up is a fast action, and this can be combined with other cover. So you could end up with like a lot to sort of.
And we are in like a conflict, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is the Frontier War, which is just
so there is a war going on. It's not.
It sounds very marine-y.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah, you don't have to. We could pick the other ones, but it does
I
sound
like
a good
it.
one.
Let's do it.
All right, so that's the Marine created. There's some extra.
Can I do my age?
You can pick your age. Yeah, how old are you? How old are you, Alex?
It says most new recruits have an initial age of 18 to 23, which is 17 plus D6.
Ooh, okay.
I have 5. I am 22.
All right.
Where's that go on the character sheet?
I don't know.
Don't think it does.
You just write it on the corner.
Yeah.
17, 18, 23. Yeah.
Well, it says within a year or so they will have been promoted to private first class.
All right, so Gordon is a brand new raw recruit straight from Sol.
Yeah.
All right, okay. And they've given him a smart gun.
Sol.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Can I be a private first class?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the next thing we need to do. So we've chosen our talent. So we're on to number 6 of the Building the Marines on page 52, which means we're going to roll for field events, which I really like that they've included this. We're going to roll for field events. We've already rolled for corporals, and we found out that they're a decorated soldier. And also on the NCO table, they've done some real hero shit in the past.
This is D6s, isn't it?
This is, yeah, so we're going to roll what they freely call a D6, which is you roll the D6 in order. So your first one will be a 10, and your second one will be so the units, and then we'll look at the chart. What happens here is if somebody's already had it, you don't get that. You have to roll again. So you all have a unique field event.
Cool.
Which means nobody else in this unit is going to be decorated. like the corporal is. Just letting you know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But some of them, aside from like things like that, will give you bonus talents and stuff. Who wants to roll first?
I've got proper dice. I've got the
I
alien
think
dice. I
Pete
get to
should,
roll the
because he's
dice.
got the alien dice. Pete
I
should
get
roll
to
first.
roll
'cause
them.
he's got the
I
alien dice.
bought these like 14 months ago, and they have never been rolled in a game. Right, it's going to be really crap now, isn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna.
Snake eyes.
Snake Eyes,
You're
11.
joking.
Nice.
No, I've got
All right.
11.
So you picked up a maintenance jack during a colony siege. It got your squad into the heart of the complex where the fight was won. You kept hold of this useful tool, which works so well it gives an additional +1 bonus to heavy machinery when
cool.
using it.
Awesome.
Wicked.
That's
So
cool.
I've got
Man.
that's appropriate as well. So I've
You've
got a
got-
maintenance jack.
Yeah. I think it's like one of those things from Alien Isolation, where you have to dunk, dunk, and then it opens the door kind of thing.
Yeah. Is it a +1, did it say?
+1 to heavy machinery when you use
Yeah. Wicked. Well, I'm going to be using that all the time.
it. Every time. I've just got to get, where's my jack? I'm fully happy
Yeah.
out. I like it. Who's next? Should we go clockwise? Should we make it you, Dan?
Okie doke. 6.
And then,
4.
okay. Oh, nice. You've got a good rapport with the company logistics sergeant, and he's always supplying you with unexpected or unconventional bits of equipment. Gain the hidden stash talent.
Ooh.
I think that's a core book one. Let me just check.
Got the book here.
Yeah. Company.
Hidden stash. You begin each session with an extra item of your choice hidden on your person or stowed somewhere safe. The
Keep
item
this
must
one
be
for close
something you could
encounters.
must be something you could reasonably have. The GM has final say about what items are available to you. If the GM allows it, you may wait until a dramatic moment during the session to choose what type of item you are hiding.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm down with that.
It's got to be like a shotgun or
They will
something.
be
isn't
born
it?
to put booze.
Booze.
Oh,
I've been keeping this for close encounters. Yeah.
Saving it for just as you're dying. You're like, ugh, oh, hang on, I'm going to use my hidden stash talent. Right, now I'm ready.
All right, Simon. Do you want to roll a
Okay.
D66?
Yeah. 5 and 1.
51. Your training days at Camp Pendleton were hell. A vindictive drill sergeant singled you out for merciless punishment. Gain the tough talent,
Oh,
which increases your your health by 2.
yeah, that's nice. Because your health is equal to your strength, isn't
Yes, health and strength are the same, except for Simon, who is now tough.
No, tough. Cool.
it? Find it
Nice.
harder to kill him now, Millie. You're going to regret that.
It's random dice rolls. Gotta love them. Gotta live by the random dice rolls.
I saw there was a shotgun on there. I was like, oh, shotgun sounds cool.
Yeah.
Just because I remember it in the film.
All right. So if we scroll past field events, we're going to get down to our personal stuff and ranks and stuff. Yeah, we'll cover that. So basic gear. So our stuff. Everybody's going to get ID tags, uniforms, boots, an individual marine pack, which includes a personal med kit, a ballistics helmet, armor with built-in data transmission, and a shoulder lamp. And then the bonus gear, there are 2 lists, and you get to choose one off each list. Oof. So, list A includes 6 signal flares, a combat light, PDT transmitter locator set, Bimex anti-flash sunglasses, a polymer climbing rope, a folding winch, a foldable entrenching spade, you want a combat spade, electronic tools, 3 handcuffs, just 3, a maintenance jack.
Like 3 for a 3-armed creature or 3 sets of handcuffs?
3 sets of plastic handcuffs, maintenance jack, ultra diffusive environmental poncho, and a semi E-series watch. So you get to pick one of them. Except for Pete doesn't need 2 maintenance jacks.
No, exactly. I was thinking I would have picked. I'm going to go for electronic tools.
Did anything take your fancy, Simon?
No.
Well, you get one of them anyway.
No, I know. I'm just trying to think of what might be useful for the group as opposed to just me. Because
Signal flares?
what?
Or a
someone
rope.
else can-
Rope, winch.
Hey, 50 foot of rope is always handy.
Where was the rope? Climbing rope.
Polymer climbing rope.
Yeah, polymer climbing rope.
Okay, I will have the obligatory 50 foot of rope.
It's silken rope, I imagine, in this.
There's a knife. You
I-
can have a combat knife.
Yeah, you can have a combat
that might
knife.
be handy. We don't get a
Yeah.
combat knife unless you pick it off that list.
My smart gunner had a combat knife, and she launched herself at the alien with it.
Gee.
Yeah.
True.
What you mean there's aliens? What game are we playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you taking the knife?
I'm gonna take. No, because then I'm just gonna ram the gun down its throat and blind. I just use my bare hands.
Okay,
Who
yeah,
needs a
yeah,
knife?
of course.
Just
Of course.
you know,
Can I take the knife?
You can take the knife.
I'll take the knife. If he doesn't want the knife, I'll have it.
No, you know, I'm thinking more slain. I definitely think the whole kind of like, you know, frog in its throat expands, chokes the alien. It's all over.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the rope.
So list B has got M4A3 pistol or a VP70 MA6 pistol.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a massive amount in the stats
I
between
find the
two.
VP is superior every time.
Okay.
It's just got to,
Yeah.
easier to clean and strip down.
Up to an M240 incinerator unit.
Or there is an incinerator unit on it. Yeah, that's in it. You could have one of those two pistols. You could have 2 electroshock hand grenades. You could have a harpoon grappling gun, an M240 incinerator unit, 4 more grenades,
Oh,
or a mechanical cutting torch.
did we already have grenades?
You could have picked 2 electroshock hand grenades.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mechanical cutting torch. That's for the old sealed doors and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, Vasquez carries it in Alien.
Yeah. I'm so tempted by a harpoon grapple gun, but it just doesn't go with my character.
You just want one.
I just want one. Oh, that or an incinerator. I'm thinking electroshock hand grenades probably feels a bit more like my kind of thing, taking out security systems afar or something.
Sorry, pardon me one sec.
Volcane is electroshocks are the sonic electronic ball breakers, as Hudson pointed out. I was like, yes.
Sonic electronic ball breakers.
You know when
Wow.
he does the spiel on the dropship?
Well,
Oh,
I'm-
yeah.
I'm
So are those
writing-
just like stun grenades, basically?
Let's have a look on the gear.
I mean, incinerator unit's tasty, isn't it?
I've
It
just
is.
written M240 incinerator unit on my
Okay.
character sheet
You go for it.
because I reckon I'm probably one of the few people that can carry both of those things at the
That's
same
true.
time.
That's true. I'm thinking about ways that I could jury rig a hand grenade into a device that could short out power systems or something.
Yeah.
You know.
What did you go for, Pete?
Oh, they must be in the.
I'm going to go for electroshock hand grenades just because it's cool. It sounds different, and I'm gonna a G2 electroshock hand grenade. There we go.
I think they're in the core book.
Okay. I'll find them then because I've got one here. But that's what I'm going for. I've also seen that I'm about to get a electronics tool separately, so I'm going to have to pick something else from the first list.
Electroshock grenade. They stun. They're medium range, and they cause the stun effect, which is like a -2 to folks for
Yeah.
things. That's the electroshock grenades. They only weigh a half. Onomichi was asking in chat, is there an encumbrance penalty and things? So we'll get to encumbrance in a minute because
Yeah.
it's a little bit different than how other systems run it. It's much simpler in terms of how we work this shit out. So what did we got? We've got rope, we've got grenades, and we've got a combat knife. No, we've got an incinerator unit. Was that what you picked, Dan?
Yeah, I picked rope and an incinerator unit.
No, you only get one of them.
No. Okay.
From
Fine.
list A and list B. He's talking
Yeah.
about both lists.
Oh, okay.
One
Yeah,
item
sorry.
from each
You're
list,
right.
A and B.
My
So
apologies.
I've only picked from one list. I picked the knife.
Okay. So
And then for list B, was that? Can I take the torch? The
cutting torch?
welder? Was that?
Yeah, mechanical cutting torch?
Cutting torch.
Sure. And then there is some speciality gear that you get for your MOS. So our forward observer, while we're here, you get a pulse rifle. You get an F3S spotter scope.
Ooh.
You get some suppressed pups, which is good because you took remote. And you get a ghillie suit.
Yay!
You get a big fluffy
Vanished.
ghillie suit that you can run off down the...
It's an urban one. It's got trash stapled to it.
Yeah, it's got like a bag and Tesco wrappers and whatever, McDonald's paper bag for your
Running
bag.
off alone as the scout in this kind of game is going to work really well for me.
Automatic
Can't wait.
rifleman is easy peasy. You get a smart gun
Yeah.
and a head sight.
Yeah. What's the head sight do?
Goes on your head. Comes down.
That's
Does it
the
really
thing that
just
they
look
have
cool?
that targets.
It looks
for you.
really cool.
It does look really cool. Let's have a double check, see if the head sight specifically in this does anything.
Oh, I've just seen that the chemical guy gets fire bombs. Come on, that's not fair.
Heavy weapons. Independent targeting particle beam phalanx is in the book. If anybody wants to try and request one of them, good luck. It doesn't
be
look
cool.
like in the initial bit of the gear. Like I haven't specifically seen anything. Ghillie suit gives a +2 mobility bonus against being detected when in the proper environment.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't actually see the gun in this book. The
Uh,
gun must be in.
It's probably in the
It's in the core book.
core book.
Oh right, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe the rules for it in the core book. then.
Yeah, I think I've found it a couple of times flicking between the two of them, which is frustrating. But
Do you want the
also,
smart gun? Bats,
Yeah.
is that what you're after?
so we were looking more for whether the helmet gives him a bonus as well.
Just what it does.
Mhm.
Is it like infrared or? No, it can't be because I have a lamp, don't I? We all have lamps.
Automatic sentry smart gun.
Smart gun gives you +3 to hit. So it's got a bonus of +3. So you roll 3 extra dice when you roll a smart gun.
Mhm.
Oh right, that's probably your
Yeah.
targeting.
That shows it's just
So Simon's
Good.
going to get +5 because he's a weapon specialist.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, is it in vision devices? Thanks, Volcane.
We love our viewers. They
You're
help us out.
also awesome.
Oh, here we go. Vision devices. Head-mounted sight. Remote control of sentry gun.
Oh right, okay. So I can remote control a sentry gun. If I
Syncs
had
with
the
smart gun or robot sentry technology to help an operator focus on and choose targets.
Right.
It's basically you need it to use your smart gun.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. So you have to like in the film they put it on,
Yeah.
then they can use the smart gun because
Let's
it does
hit
all
the
the
smart gun.
tracking.
Cool. So we've got our kit. We've done our stuff. Hang on, let's come back up a bit.
Yeah, I just seen that I get an electronic tools from Comtech Marine,
Mm-hmm.
so I've gone back and picked some flares.
Oh, cool.
Just
Okay,
'cause
yeah.
Flares are cool for like atmosphere as well as like you signaling people.
to T-Rexes.
But like, psh, yeah. So I get my rifle and my tools and a Cbrn system diagnostic device,
Ooh.
SSDD.
Yeah.
Same shit, different day.
Oh man, I know that acronym. Do aliens see in infrared? They might do now. So the next couple of bits are things like choose your rank. So you're either private or private first class. I suspect Gordon is going to be a private. And then the other folks can be first class. Choose your name. We've kind of half done that.
Danny Cash.
Danny Cash. Do you walk the line?
Cash with a K.
Mm-hmm. So the next bits are things like personal agendas, buddies and rivals. And this is where I wanted to kind of take a minute and look at wrong PDF. The questions that you answer. So Free League doesn't do XP in the same way as things like Dungeons and Dragons, or I'm looking at other things on myself, like where you accrue for things, for events and stuff you do. You accrue them more for RP style things. So normally it's at the end of every session, but I've found that when I've been playing Coriolis with our guys, it's better if we do it at the start of the session, because it reminds us what we did last week, and then gives us a moment to be like, I might focus on doing this. Because at the end of a stream, it's often quite late, and we want to maybe go to bed or run the bathroom, that kind of thing. So experience in Free League is a little different. Let's put it on so folks can see it. So there's a bunch of questions we're going to ask, and of course the overlay, the window crop is not going to show us. So in the core book on page 35, some of them are very simple. Like the first question is, did you participate in the last session? If you did, you get an XP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other ones are, did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? So if your personal agenda is something like sit in the mess and eat cornbread, it's questionable about whether you're gonna think. So there's a line between like completely min-maxing and abusing the XP system, but also not giving yourself such a lofty agenda that you'll never get a point for it. Because every time you get 5 XP, you can get yourself a new talent, or you can up one of your attributes, or skills. You can make your character better. And so in Alien, that's quite a novel thing to do, because normally you're dead. So don't necessarily want to pick something that's too lofty. Don't pick something that's too low. Next question would be, did you risk your life for your buddy PC? So if your buddy PC isn't one of the folks at the table, it might be harder to risk it. Then again, did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC? You know, did you sort of think? Did you make a panic roll? Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? Did you make a significant discovery or revelation? Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? And the last one I think is going to be irrelevant because we're Marines, so maybe we'll think about it a little bit more. Did you earn any money? So those are things to kind of
Did we find stuff?
Did you find any stuff? Did you advance things? But you know, when I'm saying, like, when we think about what we're going to make our personal agendas and stuff, might be worth sort of keeping those in mind when we do, because that's the next part of character creation. Picking a personal agenda, pick a rival and pick a buddy, and it does suggest that it is somebody in the group, so there's a little bit of like
there's a little bit of friendly tension. And we all sort of bicker a bit, like strung out Marines.
Like strung out, stressed out
it's
Marines.
Shown in the films, not necessarily professionals.
Can they be
in
the
the real
same
world.
person?
No.
Because you have to save one. and he annoys you.
I think it means that it shares it out, and you've got more connections around the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I like that idea though. That's quite good. Yeah,
Saved
to help
you
him, but
again!
it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Who would that be?
Gordon! She's running back through a complex. But yeah, so think about who your buddy and your rival would be, and maybe we can work out why they're your rival or why they're your buddy.
I think that Gordon is going to be my rival
Okay.
because he keeps just blowing shit up, and I have no opportunity to go and like, oh, hack the door, do a bypass, and then Gordon's like, fuck that.
I was going to go for Gordon as well, but because he was the young new recruit, and he's all cocky and just shoots shit first, and is always volunteering for things and making the rest of us look bad because of his
Just enthusiasm.
because of his enthusiasm when he knows you don't volunteer for anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe then I'll make Dan my rival because he's a loner weirdo.
Just not part of the team. You never
Although
see
we
them.
mustn't forget that obviously
We've got our
our
corporal, as well.
corporal.
Can we all just have our corporal as the person we hate?
Well, that's
I'm definitely going with the corporal as my rival.
the downside of his award, because his field goal, his field event was he took part in some operation. The operation, I'm not sure whether it says went well or went badly, but he got the second highest commendation you can get in the Marine Corps. And all the enlisted and a load of the battalion treat him better than his station should be because of it. Because
I was thinking maybe we could all we all hate the corporal because
Sick and tired of hearing how good he is.
And because he's got all these awards, we as a platoon, as a squad or whatever, keep on getting volunteered for the difficult missions because we're so good, and we're all getting a bit fed up with the fact that we keep on getting volunteered for all the good shit because our corporal's got all these bloody medals.
he's so nice. Yeah.
So I'm going to go Pete as my buddy
Okay.
because Pete's in my fire team.
Okay.
We're a fire team, aren't we? So
Yeah.
essentially, I have to keep him alive.
The interesting thing is, you don't also have to be their buddy in return. Like I've seen,
that's fine.
you could be
That's
somebody's
fine.
buddy, and they pick you as their rival, kind of
That's
thing.
the thing is, I thought that would work quite well. You see, because if I think Pete's my buddy, so I have to kind of kill everything before it gets to shoot at him, which is basically why Pete can't do anything. Which is why I'm she doesn't like
Yeah,
me.
Gordon's my rival.
Yeah,
Okay,
and Pete's my buddy,
sure.
Blows shit up.
and the corporal's my rival.
Okay.
I
Cool.
might have the corporal as my buddy then, because I'm a kiss ass.
Please, if I just get you this coffee, can I not sit next to Gordon? Can I sit on another chair? Please.
Yeah, I'm so gonna get Gordon transferred out of
Or
this
maybe
outfit.
I like the fact that we get to do weird shit. You know, he's so decorated that we get into the weird places, and I get to go and like hack UPP stuff and find odd things and mess about with their stuff.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. So has everybody got a buddy and a rival?
No, now I'm trying to think of who to take.
Well, you could have the corporal as your rival because you're the forward observer. So when we go to these hotspots, you're like the very front guy. I'm the guy who comes in at the end and goes, "Oh, there's a cool computer. I'm gonna go and check it out." You're the
plug
guy
stuff
who's
in.
right at the front, like hiding so that the UPP don't murder him horribly.
Can you please
So-
shoot this?
That would still work.
Yeah.
But then you'd have to have Gordon as your buddy.
Yeah. But that's
Well, that
okay,
could
'cause-
work because he's also the long range firepower. So
Yeah,
you
and
know,
essentially
You call him
you're-
in
you're
and
the
he-
one-
Yeah,
I'm
he is
calling
like
it
the
in.
artillery and that kind of
You're
stuff.
the one. You're
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
who's going to tell me who to shoot.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. There we go. Done lots of training with Gordon.
I don't have to. I don't have to, like, you know. I can still pretend I don't like him, right?
Yeah, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
You don't have to be best mates, but he's the one you'd pull out of a fire first, essentially.
With a winch
with a winch.
and some heavy machinery.
So if there's a big fire, I grab the corporal, Gordon grabs me,
Yeah.
and then Dan grabs Gordon, and we do a human chain out of the.
Yeah, I like it. We've got an escape plan already. And then personal agendas. Maybe it's best to have a little bit of a talk about where we are when the campaign starts, because that might help us inform our personal agendas and what we want to achieve in at least the first session, because you can change your personal agendas. They don't have to fix as forever. Like if you decided I want to do the corpse proud and then find out you're working for a rogue corp overtaken Wayland Yutani squad, you'd be like, oh shit. You know.
Okay.
So the Frontier War. This is the bit where we get to spoilers for some of the cinematics. So if you're thinking about playing some of the cinematics from Free League, specifically Destroyer of Worlds, this is going to ruin some of it for you. And there's no way around it, really, that I can sort of skirt it, because this is in the continuation of what Drew Gaskers wrote. Everything is moving forwards. There's a storyline. It's a bit like saying you can't watch Alien 3 without having bits of Alien spoiled, kind of thing. So that's where we are. And Chariot of the Gods, but I think...
So, spoiler warning.
Yeah, big spoiler warning. Maybe I'll try and do that in post. Big
Spoiler
spoilers.
warning.
Skip ahead to kind of thing.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch this bit.
Do watch.
Do watch. All right. Let's scoot. Folks who are watching at home, there is the box that I have on screen with the PDF. I don't think our players can read it, but there are spoilers in there, so don't drop them into chat as I scroll through this and find the bit where we're going. There, right, let me click that. There's the pretty pictures of the Frontier War. All right, so juicy stuff. So originally, your troop, you're part of scoot. Your battalion, your spoiler award. There will be aliens, probably. Yeah.
That's the twist.
So secretly, Luke Skywalker's fathers. That's all you are, collectively. Yes, Scott, yes. Originally, your base of operations was somewhere called Fort Nebraska, on a mining colony on a mining planet called Ariarchus, which is where Destroyer of Worlds is set. This is why there are spoilers. While you were there, you've been sent off missions and that kind of stuff. When you've due to return to Ariarchus, to Fort Nebraska, you find out that it's been bombed. Like the whole colony, the base, the fleet that was in orbit. And the reason that you're in orbit and you're operating out of Fort Nebraska is Ariarchus is a big oil location. That's what they're doing in Ariarchus, mining oil. Just black gold kind of thing, out of the moon. It's a horrible shitty moon. It's cold, it's dirty, it's miserable. There's about 4 bars, a spaceport, and some religious nutters on there. It's not the best place anyway, but yeah, it's bombed to fuck. The fleet is destroyed, everything is dead, and from what military intel suggests is, well, it's probably the UPP. However,
bastards.
Yeah. However, some other folks have claimed it, and they're called the Border Bombers. They are a religious extremist group. They're all a bit bonkers. They have ties to that crazy book. None of you will have read it because you're all good Marines. But it's that crazy book by some Weyland-Yutani prisoner called Space Beast. They have ties to that. It's all a bit weird and dangerous and bonkers. But these guys have claimed that they bombed and did the borderland, the Fort Nebraska bombing, killed thousands of Marines and hundreds of civilians. More bombings have gone on along this borderland region, which you were there to protect. It's a bit between United America's space and UPP space. It's this corridor that you're there to sort of patrol. There are colonies along it who don't want to be governed by anybody. Part of why Fort Nebraska and your fleet was there was to keep the peace in a way. But more bombings along this area have gone. And the bombers don't seem to have, well, they have their own agenda here clearly, but they're bombing both UPP locations and UA and colonial locations. So maybe there is a little credence to their claim, but Brass are fairly adamant that it's just UPP. Barroom conversation is a little bit different, but the Brass are, it's the UPP. Perhaps the UPP locations are weapon testing. Obviously the UPP are horrible people and don't care about their population in the same way the United Americas does. Some people think it's Weyland-Yutani or LaSalle Binational. They're doing some sort of weapons testing or something. There's all kinds of weird rumours, but Brass are UPP bombed Fort Nebraska. We're going to find them. We're going to fuck them up. We're going to make them pay. So
that's good.
Yeah, that's kind of where we are. In terms of, do we know what the alien is? The xenomorph, the X-22 or whatever the fancy name is. You've probably heard of like crazy folks talking about things like that, but nothing is official. There's never been like these are aliens. These are xenomorphs, and when it comes to the bug hunt, as Hudson asks, there is actually an explanation in the Colonial Marine book. Flip. Oh, Windows, flip. Because it has a nice little random roll. The bug hunt. So a bug hunt, in terms of what you would call it, is to exterminate an alien life form that is threatening a colony. So this could be an indigenous life form because, there are creatures, bits and pieces, that kind of stuff that live on other colonies. Leggy snakes, I think, has been in one of the cinematics ran on the Free League page. There are the harvesters that literally tunnel through rock. There are lion worms which release pheromones and just rampage through towns. So a bug hunt for what Marines would do would be go out there and kill the local wildlife, rather than a stand-up fight, which might be chasing out UPP insurgents or defectors from that kind of stuff, and those kind of things. So a bug hunt is not necessarily hunting aliens, it's hunting local bugs and wildlife and flora and fauna. So where our campaign begins is almost immediately after Fort Nebraska and the fleet above Fort Nebraska has been destroyed for the purposes of our personal agenda, if you will.
Okay.
So you might have had other squad mates there. The reason you've got a new squad mate is because your original smart gunner was on R&R while you were off doing, I don't know, they were injured or something. It could be that. Reason you've been teamed up with this ridiculous corporal is because, your original corporal, you could have a squad mates or a team there that would have. R.I.P. Crow, yeah, indeed. Our Patreon game.
Crow.
Patreon game. They shipped out and Crow died. Anything else is a spoiler. But yeah, so job transfers, like Scott says, you could have had folks reorging, because now General Vaughan has repurposed everyone in the local area for the MAU, an MAU, military assault unit, which is all you people now, let's go to war kind of thing. So your normal battalions are being rebolstered. We're reassessing what kit we've got, because we lost a lot of ships in the orbit of the Meow, we've lost a lot of ships in orbit of Ariakas and Fort Nebraska, so folks are being recalled. Inventory is being taken stock. Roll call is being confirmed. KIAs and MIAs and lists. In my head there is that big scrolling list, like in Starship Troopers, that goes up after Clendathu, sort of thing. Your commanding officer is listed.
Film.
It is. I watched it again recently. I love it. So your personal agenda could just be get the bastards that killed Nebraska, to start with, and then we can funnel it down over sessions. As long as you're driving forwards towards it. Have we named the party dog yet? Thanks, Bubble Reg. No.
It's called Leon.
It was on Fort Nebraska.
Those bastards!
On Fort Nebraska.
Oh, poor puppers.
Poor puppers.
Get a party dog, personal agenda. I think at first, my main motivation is going to be almost like revenge. Obviously funneled through the
chain of command,
military strike and the chain of command, but revenge for Fort Nebraska will be up there. I think, like you say, that will probably change quite quickly once we kind of step into the campaign and start to get a lay of the land and stuff like that. So but that's probably my main motivation right now. I like the idea that we used to have a better, more handsome smart gunner, and that they died, and we've got this new kid who keeps shooting the shit out of things when I'm trying to fix them.
Really cool.
Yeah, I know. I've just been around so long that
Oh, Pete, you're playing the Hicks.
That's there. You go.
You're the Hicks,
okay.
Right?
Okay.
You're the Hicks. I get it. Anybody else got some thoughts of their personal agendas?
So I don't think I would have known anyone on Fort Nebraska. I think well, as in the sense of you only know the people you're training with, and anybody else doesn't even look at you because you're the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even if I was there and training there, I wouldn't have known anyone. And the only person that might have died is the sergeant. Thank you very much.
Oh, the drill sergeant, your Pendleton.
The drill sergeant. I'm glad he's not around, because I definitely would have taken him out at some point, and that would have got me not locked up. So I think for me, absolutely fresh. This is like mission 1, day 1. Well, I know, apart from training and all that, but this is just, you step on the line, and I'm just getting through every day and trying not to mess up and get shouted at again.
Okay.
I do not want the corporal to treat me like that drill sergeant did.
Okay.
So I just want to shoot absolutely everything that moves.
Driving me up the wall, man.
So is your personal agenda something like prove I'm the best smart gunner or something?
Yeah,
or?
Basically, I think that'll be it. It's I am, it's like I am living the the Marine like the poster, I am hook, line, and sinker. We need you. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He is just, yeah. So I think it is just proving himself every time.
And what about you, Dan? Have you got any idea what your Marines?
Well, I just jotted down a note here on my piece of paper saying, "Can I make looking for a new mascot?" But I don't think it's appropriate.
Personal agenda, find corp.
So you're superstitious, and the dog died, so you're trying to find a new dog.
We need to find a new dog, yeah.
Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda?
You rescued a dog from a den of aliens.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it can at least be your personal agenda for the first mission. We'll get to the end of the first mission. We'll think about it at the end of that, and then if you need to change it, you can.
Well, those bastards killed our dog.
Yeah.
I think so. I will also be out to get them with this knife.
Yeah. Nukes, sticks, sharp sticks, knives.
Chopsticks.
Yeah.
Maybe Crow used to be your smart gunner, and got transferred out just for one mission, and then got him killed.
Well, Crow was actually returning from some R&R in Sol, and has not returned to the unit. We know he's dead. You've been put in place. Maybe we'll find out what happened to Crow.
I miss Crow.
Yeah.
Crow knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Yes. And we need to pick our signature items. Signature items are typically a tiny thing. Normally can hold in a palm of your hand, fit in a pocket, tuck in your shirt, and these are what's going to help us relieve stress.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mine is my my love letter to my girl at home.
Okay.
To the dog.
Photograph of.
Photograph of my family.
Okay. Sure.
Back home.
Nice.
Who I'm doing the hard grind for.
Yeah, I like it.
Just that means I know we're gonna die.
Gonna take a last look at your photo and then head bite D66.
Yeah.
Simon, should I ask what your personal item would be?
So I've got this really old blue
Saxoboom, isn't it?
No, because it's too big. I so wanted a Saxoboom. It's amazing. So I've got this really ancient family heirloom. It's a small blue ship that's like a badge, and you can kind of stick it on your chest. But the badge bit doesn't work anymore. That's broken because it's so ancient. It's just this little blue ship.
Have you got a Blue Peter badge? Do they even have them in the States?
The ship's white. I hate to be pedantic.
That's okay. That's okay. It was probably painted or something, you know?
Alright. So Gordon has a Blue Peter badge.
Yeah, because I wasn't allowed to have a Saxoboom.
I love it. I love it.
I just gave you the option of a Saxoboom or more things in your inventory.
Right, so I could take a Saxoboom, couldn't I? No,
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Blue Peter badge.
You could take a Saxoboom, but
Just
whenever
imagine
you
we're
use
creeping
it,
through like an alien hive, and then bum 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 bum.
That's it.
It could have
would
been.
literally be.
It could have been like this
literally be.
futuristic instrument, couldn't it?
No, you could just imagine
It's
the
an
aliens
Arcturian
start-
Saxoboom.
The aliens start coming out, and it's like, right, everyone's
you
going
have
die.
to you have to interact
That's not a
with your
musical instrument,
your
that's a
signature
sex
item.
toy.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to interact with your signature item to gain the stress relief.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, and-
Okay, so
Put that thing away, Marie.
Stow it.
yeah,
God
maybe that's why the drill
damn it,
sergeant
Gordon.
hated me so much. They basically just, it's like lights out, everyone go to sleep, and then it's just like,
Still legendary.
What is Cash's? Did you pick? Is Cash going to be their name?
Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be the first kind of stem bolt, self-sealing stem bolt I removed with my super special maintenance jack. Is when I did my job perfectly.
Nice.
And that bit I like play every now and then. I'm like fiddling with it in the end of the jack,
Nice.
and I'm just like, that kind of reminds me of that awesome job I did. And I suppose in my mind, I've never quite done my job as well as I did. Just
that
at
mission.
that moment, that mission was just everything worked perfectly, which I'm always trying to get back to.
Excellent. I like it. All right. So we've got now 4 reasonably fleshed out Marines. We know a little bit where we are in terms of the Frontier War. The last thing I want to kind of chat about today, and it might be a slightly shorter stream than normal. We'll kick off next week when we have a full squad, full fire team, is rerolls. Which is why when we were talking in chat earlier, when we were chatting along, I said, hold on to your groats. Like, let's not go for that. Because part of the alien kind of rules are if you roll a face hugger on your panic dice in your pool, you can't push that roll. No matter how low you get in the panic chart, like if you roll a 6 or less, nothing bad happens. But you still can't push that roll and get any extra successes or do anything bonus. So how do we feel about that and our stream? Because I don't want to stop rerolls from the chat, because that's really cool. It's helped us out of some really difficult situations, but also is counter to some of the rules as written in the book, and also takes a little bit away of the dangerous nature of Alien. So and feel free, folks who are watching, folks in chat, feel free to let us know your thoughts on this, give us some suggestions and stuff, because I don't want to take away the fun, because I enjoy it. I mean, it's absolutely saved my bacon in Coriolis, but there were moments in some of the other campaigns that on the channel, on the Garblag channel, where it was a bit like, oh, we probably could have killed everybody there, but now
we had a couple of moments where and a few comments from some of the viewers to say, the re-rolls, perhaps there were too many of those. And in our first show, in the last couple of episodes, we actually said we can't use re-rolls because it was getting to the finale, and we'd said we were going to do 4 episodes.
We got to 8,
and it stretched to 8 episodes. So we were like, okay, no more. We can't use re-rolls. However, I do like them. I do like the fact that the people can interact with the game.
Yeah.
Real Sea Chicken says I have no issues with no rerolls.
I don't want it, because the
some people
rerolls
are
is
saying
a function of the game. Like, it's part of, it's not.
Beowulf Freeborn says turn a dice into a face hugger for 1,000 groats. That's a bit harsh.
Yeah. 2,000 groats to force a panic roll.
I think one of the things that we shouldn't do, and we've done it before, and we do it in lots of games, is a cheeky, I'm going to talk for a few minutes while we wait for the chat to send me a reroll.
Okay.
I don't think that's appropriate for Alien because of the flow.
Absolutely.
We should keep it moving.
Okay.
So I think we should only be able to use a reroll if we have one.
Okay, so when you roll the dice, you need a reroll.
Yeah.
Once the dice have clattered, unless
you
had
don't have one already, you can't re-roll that dice, those dice.
Okay.
If another re-roll comes in after,
it goes forwards.
We may get a few
edge cases.
Yeah, because of the delay and stuff like that. But I think that's probably it means we won't have those pauses. That's probably a thing going forward. I think we should do generally.
Right, cool. What about things like re-rolling crits? Like, so the thing in Alien is, especially when and we see it in Coriolis as well, because there's similar tables, when you're doing people-to-people combat and you activate critical hits, can we re-roll them if we get something rubbish or really bad? Can we instead re-roll damage, or is it just skill and check? Is it just a check we can re-roll? What about things like that? What are we thinking about that?
It's a good question. Maybe we do limit it to skills.
I think it would just be checks.
Yeah, most of the time it's anything. You can re-roll anything.
Mm-hmm.
But if we stick it to just checks, then that feels a bit more.
Okay.
And could you?
Okay.
I mean,
some people saying you could use them to reduce stress.
I mean, that's another thing. Maybe some of Pete and Ben and Matt and myself, we could look at other things we could use groats for, and have a look in the
Yeah, there's kind of a broader channel conversation, isn't there?
yeah. So
How would it interact with other shows, or how do we specifically treat the re-roll purchase
for
in
Alien
this show?
Yeah, for this
Alien.
show of Alien, yeah.
So I think we're saying it's for skills only,
Yeah.
and you have to have the re-roll before the roll in order to use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That
What
makes
about
sense.
what about that face? What if we panic? Can we still?
Yeah, I think you're
done.
I think follow the rule on the face huggers.
Okay.
It's such a big thing for Alien.
It really is,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's a huge thing, yeah.
Okay. All right. So Volcane and Scott and chat are talking about plus ones and minus ones to that kind of stuff. That's a question. So that brings me to the other thing. What about my rerolls? Like if folks are evil, like me, because I used to give Pete loads of rerolls.
I know, thank you.
Yeah. What
I used
about
most of them on Roger.
Yeah. What about my rerolls? Can I just use them on my rolls, or can I do what? Like, can I reroll your crit?
You can make us re-roll a skill check.
Okay. Same. So with only the skill checks. I can't fiddle with other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels.
Well, it's a horror game, so should those rerolls be for things that will make more horrifying?
I'll be really honest. Like I really enjoy the random of what the dice come up. So in terms of like GM rolls, this is probably me talking to the folks who got the groats. I don't think folks should spend their points on giving me rerolls, because I will either A, forget about them.
Yeah.
Or
That's
B,
easy to do as GM.
Yeah, or B, be a bit of a softie and be like, oh no, I really like that character. Yeah, go on, re-roll it. So I would say...
I think you'll find,
Yeah.
Nelly, we'll be cheering you on as much as anybody else, because we're all, up for the
carnage.
The telling that gruesome story.
Yeah.
That's part of Alien, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we've covered off the rerolls. I think we've got a good handle on it. Oh, the horror, says Scott. Yes, the horror. I think that sort of sounds fair enough and simple enough for this. It is a horror RPG. While we kind of cover that up, I hate it when I roll 200 armor dice for my pet monsters and they don't soak a single point of damage. It's gonna happen. Force them to reroll. Like I as a GM, I dislike taking away successes from players. That feels harsh enough, and it leads us to another bit of Alien. There is already enough sort of removal of your agency at points in the game. It doesn't need me to make it worse, because there are panic results that'll stop you from doing things.
And when you actually, from playing previously, when you actually beat an alien, it's literally like, oh, roll a dice and see how bad it gets.
Yeah.
Are you dead?
Yeah.
It's like literally one dice. Are you dead?
Are you dead?
I think Millie should be able to re-roll on that Alien table, because it's really annoying when you get a 1 and it goes,
I know. It's hilarious.
and you're like, oh, the guy with the smart gun's going to cream,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe we have some groats for call in an airstrike. Like 1 million groats.
yeah.
All the ships are gone. There's only ours left.
There's only just yours left. Yeah. Cool. And yeah. So a horror RPG. This is kind of like my last point, and we've had a sort of chat about this behind the scenes, because it's not necessarily fair to sort of ask you on the spot in front of Mimina viewers after hype trains and that kind of stuff, but we have talked about things that won't happen in the campaign. I'm quite comfortable saying there will be no kids in this campaign. We will not have a nuke character. I just can't do that in horror. If the campaign has a kid similar to Newt or Timmy or whatever they are in the that kind of stuff, they've suddenly become 17-year-olds, because I'm all right with that. But the kids, no, not happy with that. It weirds me out, creeps me out, not happening. And we've had a chat about some other things that might or might not come up. But in general, with the exception of Newt, anything that's in the films could very likely happen as part of the campaign. Gruesome violence, things exploding, what else? Body horror, loss of... So there's a double whammy with the agency. There's a loss of you being able to make your character do what you want, because you've panicked too much, and then also an element of your character not being able to do what it wants as well. So there's a bunch of agency trauma to go there. That's all going to happen because we've rolled a 16 on the panic chart, and now I've got to go berserk.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got to smash somebody's face in with this mallet, kind of thing. Some folks are talking about how Carrie Henn enjoyed being on the Alien set. No doubt she did. She loved it. Who wouldn't? It was all cool.
Yeah.
But me,
affirmative.
No, I don't like it when kids that small. No, thanks. Anyway. So I think we've done most of session 1 there, folks. I think we've done a 90-minute stream. We've got a squad. We've got some agendas. We've set up some bits and pieces. We've had a chat about our re-rolls. I think we're all ready to go on a Marines, get on the ready line.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So next week we'll have a full squad. We'll have all 4 of our fire team. We'll get to meet Corporal. I'm going to call him Corporal Zim, but I know that's not his last name. I know that's not his name. We've got Private First Class Cash.
Yep.
Private Gordon. And what did you say your character was called, Dan?
Well, it would be Private
Lynn. But Ranger. I remembered Ranger.
Ranger's the nickname, yeah.
Yeah, because you run off and that kind of stuff. I like it.
Old habits.
I should run away. Nope. We will, maybe at the start of next session, we'll find out a little bit about our corporals' personal agendas and who they find as their buddies and rivals. And next week, I'll tell you what the mission's called if you want.
Oh.
I'll tell you the mission name. Scoot. No, she won't. Yes, she will.
Everything with a big gun.
This is a good one. Operation Blaze of Glory.
Excellent.
Nice.
Do I get to sing Bon Jovi songs as we go down?
Yes, I think so.
That's mandatory.
Mandatory, absolutely.
Yeah.
Extra groats for anybody you can know. Operation Blaze of Glory. And we'll meet General Vaughan, who's in charge of the MAU, and we'll find out a little bit of a SIPREP. What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
Everything.
Everything will, I hope.
Possibly everything.
We might be finding out who else is in our platoon at the end of the session, because we've killed everyone. Cool. That's all we're going to do today, folks. And we'll go. Folks could come and chat. If anybody wants to get the lowdown on what happened to Crow, come and join us on the Discord, and maybe the folks will share the stories and some war tales in the Alien channel. Thank you so much for the hype train today. That was absolutely
crazy. Yeah,
amazing.
That was really, really cool.
It was really
Thank
cool.
you, everyone.
If you are watching on YouTube, because we were going to upload this to YouTube later, and don't know what we're talking about when it comes to hype trains and chat and that kind of stuff, do try and come and watch us on Twitch. Yeah, the thing. Do kind of try. 2100 BST Thursdays over here in the UK on twitch.tv/Garbug Games, and you can join in. You can see what the groats and all that kind of stuff is. If you are just watching live now, don't forget, tomorrow in a day or two, we're going to upload it onto our YouTube page. You can watch it again. You can write down all the stats so you'll know what the dice pool is before we will. And do give us a thumbs up or a comment or a subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow, helps everybody find out more. And I think we're one of the first Colonial Marine videos that is going to be up. So it'd be great if you could share it with everybody.
Yeah, share it with your friends.
Tell everybody. And
absolutely.
We had fun, and you had fun, and everybody can come to Garblag Games and have fun. We've been talking about this Patreon game where Crow died. If you want to find out more about that, we do have a Patreon for Garblag Games. Helps the kit, the subscriptions to different things. We're running this on Zoom right now behind the scenes, which doesn't come for free. And you can help us support us a little bit more. Check out the Patreon. There's loads of free stuff on it as well, from maps and assets and all kinds of stuff from all the older games and just wonderful things to get and download. And then a little bit extra if you can. Patreon.com/Garbag Games. Did I miss anything, Pete?
just what other shows will be coming up.
There we go. I knew I was. What else have we got coming up then? So what are we on? Thursday? Tomorrow is Friday, which Ben is in charge of. They've got plans to do some spectaculars?
Yeah, spectacular world building, I believe. Yeah.
So that's the superhero game, right?
Yeah, had the first stream of that on Monday. And they went through the beginnings of the UK city that will be the setting for their half of the dual spectaculars kind of world will be running on Garblag Games, and Matt will be looking after a North American, I'm not sure if it's in Canada or the US yet, I don't want to say, city where there'll be adventures going on there, and then there'll be some crossover, and we're going to have a patron world building event on the Discord as well, so there'll be loads of cool stuff going on for that as well.
If you got involved in like the traveller stuff, then the spectacular stuff is going to be absolutely brilliant.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then on Monday, Millie.
Monday, we're going to go back to the Abzu's Bounty crew, or the Rorks crew in Expanse.
And what's special about that episode of Expanse? What could people do right now that might mean they want to come on Monday?
While you're watching this on YouTube, because we know you're going to go over and give us a like and a thumbs up and a comment and stuff, find the Expanse video. If you tell us what your favourite Expanse character is and why it's probably Drummer, you don't have to do that last bit. If you do that, Green Ronin have given us a massive bundle of PDFs to give away. So leave a comment on the Expanse video as well, and then tune in on Monday and find out what you've won. If you've won.
Yep.
Also,
and then
also Ben's and Andy's and Andoon's fabulous accents, and then Leon's just like.
Don't forget Leon's accent.
I'm from
Leon's
Earth.
doing a very good
perfect
Earth
accent. Yeah. Tuesday,
and then Tuesday we will be beginning again our Worlds Without Number show, because we had a bit of a clusterfuck, might be the word, or this Tuesday just gone. So we're restarting that off. I've got a massive Ethernet cable, so I can now properly stream from the shed, so that's fine. So next Tuesday we'll be kicking off Upon the Duskfall, which is Worlds Without Number, which is an old school OSR D&D light style role-playing game, and there's a bit of a hex crawl involved, and my own world mountain setting, which has got a few kind of weird bits and bobs to it. So come, and we've got an interesting crew with two lizard folk, a Yuan T called Slack Mamba, played by Jim, and a bugbear naval officer. So it's an interesting crew. So that's going to be lots of fun. And speaking of Jim, next Wednesday we're then back round to Skullcano Island.
Oh, yes.
Oh, don't forget Skullcano Island.
No, I remembered before the Wednesday, in that weird zone in between, that North American zone. They're taking over slowly. We have Escape from Skullcano Island with the high level D&D 5th edition crazy amounts of arrow damage.
There was something about a ring of telekinesis as well. I heard.
Ring of telekinesis, boulders on an elephant's head, and all kinds of other stuff going on. It's like kaiju and like craziness.
Awesome.
It's really good fun. It's really good fun. Go and check that out as well. And then we'll have Once Upon a Time in the Old World with Jim and the Woofrup crew, repping the Woofrup on the channel.
Yeah.
And just some great NPCs and shenanigans going on there as well. So absolutely fantastic.
And that brings us a week of Garblag.
Epic. Yeah.
Epic.
Why would you want to do anything else?
I don't know.
I know.
I mean, come on, we've got it all.
We've got it all. And then when we're not live, you can jump over the Discord and come and have some wonderful chats and chill out with us. It's great.
Yep.
It's a whole lifestyle. Love it.
Cool.
Right. That's it. We're going to go and chat on the Discord and go and give a thumbs up to all the YouTube videos. We'll be back next Thursday, but Garblag will be back tomorrow. See you later, folks. Bye.
Night, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.